They didn't just build a financial system, they built a trap. And the most shocking part is, you've been inside it since the day you were born. Welcome to Legends of Money, where we break down the world's biggest financial events and hidden economic truths. In today's video, we explore they built a system you can never escape. Get ready for a clear, powerful, and engaging deep dive that reveals how global markets, money systems, and real-world events truly connect. Stay till the end to understand the full story. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that every decision you ever made about money, saving, spending, working, borrowing, was shaped by a system designed long before you knew anything about it. A system built by people you'll never meet, controlled by institutions you can't change, and maintained by rules you were never told. This is not conspiracy, this is the architecture of modern finance. And today, we're going to walk through its foundations, layer by layer. Let's start with something simple. Money. Most people think money is value, but money is actually debt. Every currency note, every digital number in your bank account, every transaction, it all begins from debt created by someone else. Central banks issue it, commercial banks multiply it, governments regulate it. But you just receive it, use it, and try to keep up. The system's genius lies in this. You spend your life chasing something that doesn't really belong to you. Money moves through your hands, but it never stops with you. When economies grow, it's not because we made more goods, it's because banks created more credit. When economies crash, it's not because value disappeared, it's because credit was taken away. This cycle keeps you constantly working, constantly stressed, constantly dependent. And yet, you were never told how it works. Why? Because if everyone truly understood the system would collapse. Now think about inflation. We're told inflation is just prices going up, but the truth is far deeper. Inflation is a silent tax you never voted for. When new money is printed, its value drops. Who gets the new money first? Governments, banks, big corporations. Who gets it last? You. By the time currency reaches your pocket, its value is already lower. You are running a race in which someone else controls the finish line. This design didn't happen overnight. It took centuries of experiments, gold standards, wars, collapses, central banking revolutions, the invention of credit, and the rise of global markets. And every time the system broke, the people in power didn't rebuild it for fairness, they rebuilt it for control. Think about 1971, the day the US ended the gold standard. Overnight, money became limitless. Governments could print without restriction, banks could lend without boundaries, and debt became the backbone of the world economy. You were told it was progress, but it was compliance. The moment money disconnected from real value, you became part of a system where your labor is the only real collateral. This is why no matter how hard you work, money slips through your fingers. The system is not designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to keep you participating, because participation keeps the machine alive. Now let's talk about the role of crises. Every major financial crisis, from the Great Depression to 2008 to COVID, wasn't just a collapse. It was a reset, a restructuring of rules, a rebalancing of who holds power. Look closely and you'll see a pattern. During every crisis, ordinary people lose money, but institutions gain power. Wealth doesn't disappear, it transfers. Crises are not random events, they are pressure valves. The system uses them to tighten its grip. Consider this. 2008 wiped out millions of jobs, homes, and savings, but it also created the largest wealth transfer in modern history. Banks were bailed out, corporations rebounded, billionaires multiplied. And you? You were told to tighten your budget and prepare for tough times. This is how the system protects itself. Now look at something even more subtle, the illusion of choice. You think you are free because you choose your job, your bank, your investments, your education. But all your choices exist inside a box built by the financial system. The job you pick depends on the economy. The bank you choose operates under the same rules. The investments you make are tied to institutions that can collapse anytime. Even your education is shaped by a system that teaches you how to work inside the machine, not how the machine works. This is why financial literacy is dangerous to the system. If everyone understood the mechanics, credit, debt cycles, monetary policy, supply chains, market psychology, the system would no longer control you. You would control your decisions. And that is the one thing the system cannot allow. But here's where the story becomes even more interesting. The system is changing again. Digital currencies, decentralized finance, AI-driven markets, automated trading, cross-border payment networks, these are not just trends. They are the next phase of control. When money becomes fully digital, the system gains real-time visibility into every transaction you make. When economies shift to smart contracts and programmable money, spending rules can be coded. Governments can issue currency that expires. Banks can block purchases automatically. The trap becomes more efficient. You may think this is distant future, but countries are already testing it. The next global crisis will almost certainly accelerate it. And when that happens, the margins of your freedom will become thinner than ever. But here, as the twist the system doesn't expect, technology also creates cracks in their walls. Decentralized networks, global knowledge, borderless opportunities, and digital skill-based economies give individuals more power than any previous generation. While the system tightens control, new paths of escape also appear. Through information, through awareness, through strategy. And this brings us back to the most important question. If the system is designed for control, can you truly escape it? The honest answer is, escaping completely is almost impossible. But understanding it gives you power. Knowledge is the only tool that flips the balance. When you understand how money is created, you stop chasing illusions. When you understand inflation, you protect your wealth instead of losing it. When you understand crises, you prepare instead of panic. When you understand markets, you stop being a follower and start being a strategist. The system wants you confused. It wants you distracted. It wants you chasing trends while it moves the foundations beneath your feet. But once you see the blueprint, you can navigate the maze with clarity. And that clarity is what turns ordinary people into legends. This is why we created Legends of Money. To decode the machinery, expose the hidden levers, and give you the knowledge that the system doesn't want you to have. Every video is a step outside the illusion, every insight is a tool, and every truth brings you one layer closer to understanding the world the way it really works. So the next time you hear about inflation, bank failures, stock market crashes, global debt, government policies, or digital currencies, remember, these are not random events. They are signals. Signals of a system that is constantly reshaping itself. You don't need to escape it completely. You only need to understand it deeply enough to operate above it. The more you learn, the less control it has over you. And that is the ultimate truth the architects of this system never wanted you to realize.